On this week's expose, I wanted to highlight Mondo. So I'm gonna let you know right now, Kevin. A lot of the Generation X backstories, they're not always easy. They get very complicated. So Mondo first appeared in Generation X number 3 in November 1994, or did he? Dun dun dun!
Yes.
He was created by Scott Lobdell and Chris Bacalo. So the thing with him is Mondo, he has a power to absorb the properties of anything he touches. So he's kind of like Absorbing Man, where if he touches a tree, then he brings on the wood qualities. His arm turns into wood. If he touches stone, the thing is he can absorb organic or inorganic material too. So that's pretty cool. He's got a pretty cool power. So he was one of the founding members of Generation X, or was he? Because when Mondo was younger, he was friends with Cordelia Frost,
Chase.
Emma's sister. Chase.
And I didn't even know that show that well.
I know. So Cordelia and him, they plotted together to make her the White Queen instead of her sister. And then, so she betrayed him and was like, hey, I caught this mutant, guys. So Mondo was like, fuck you. But it turns out, again, it's not always easy. It turns out that the Black King, his name was Barrington, was actually Black Tom Cassidy in disguise. So Black Tom was like, hey, Mondo, come with me. And he made a clone of Mondo and sent the clone to Generation X to spy on them. So, yeah, because Black Tom he hates Banshee because they're related. So this was his way of getting info on what Banshee's up to. So then when the X-Men finally learned that Mondo was a clone and they went to go free him, the real Mondo was kind of like, you don't have to free me from my friends because we're all friends here. Me and Black Tom Cassidy and Juggernaut, we're friends. So, yeah, he turned out to be kind of a bad guy. But eventually, just like everybody else, he moved to Krakoa and he's been kind of a part of the story since then. So there's your quick history on Mondo.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yes.
I go where I wanna go. Jean.
Scott.
Jean?
Scott. I summon the Arctic winds.
No more mutants!
I summon the Arctic winds.
No more mutants!
I summon the Arctic winds.
No more mutants! There's always more gators in the bayou.
Don't get a
Welcome to this week's Solving for X. My name is Sean. I'm your ultimate excavationist.
And I'm something of an X fan myself, Kevin. Kevin.
So, Sexy Xies, I don't know if you heard the news or not. If you haven't, we're here for you. There is a X-Men 97 prequel comic coming out March 27th. So does that bode well for the show coming out anytime before April? Probably not.
They keep lying to us.
I know. So everybody's thinking, well, technically the second one, the January 3rd date, I threw out there was a rumor. So, yeah,
Okay.
That was my bad. But yeah, with it being at least 3 to 4 months away, Kevin and I decided what better way to fill up some time and do some episodes by doing the Fox movies of X-Men. Love them or hate them. We're going to talk about the Fox movies.
It's going to be crazy. And you know what? I always anticipated doing this eventually. I just didn't know it would be coming this soon. But, we got the time. I'm ready.
By my calculations, this should give us exactly the amount of time we need, hopefully, for the show to come out. If not, we may do a movie or two after X-Men 97, depending on how everything falls. But I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. Boop.
Mm-hmm.
And we are planning on covering the prequel comic X-Men 97 as a bonus episode when it comes out.
Exciting. I just found this out.
Yes.
I'm so
I know.
excited.
I realized that. Surprise!
But I mean, it makes sense. Why wouldn't we? If this is going to tie into, the new show.
Yeah, exactly. And then there
Bridge
is
the
the
gap.
X-Men. There's the X-Men 92 comic, which probably is no longer canon, but we could also cover those eventually too. Those take place after the series.
Like
That's part
us
of
doing
Secret
comics.
Wars. I know, I
Yeah.
love it. Oh. Oh yeah, and there's also House of, what was it called? 2023? I don't remember. Yeah, there's a lot of comics we could cover. But we're not here to talk about comics today. We're here to talk about Generation X, Kevin.
Generation X! Generation X! Generation X!
That's all I hear too.
I know. I mean, we did the same thing when we did cover Charmed, Generation Hex. It's just, it's just, and then in the Charmed musical, we actually do have a song called Generation Hex with that kind of inspiration. So it's all
I
full
remember, I've
circle.
heard it. I like it.
Oh yeah.
I do think it's funny. The Spice Girls were not even, they only had like 3 albums. They weren't around that long, but they still made such like an impact on society.
Such an impact. Oh my gosh, the concerts. And I first heard about them. I mean, we're going on a huge tangent, but I went to go babysat by someone for the summer, and the first day we get there, it's all the neighborhood kids, and the 2 boys and the 2 boys were playing the Spice Girls while the girls watched, and they thought it was the funniest thing. And it's like Boomer and BJ were their names. Yeah, I'm like, all right, but they put like their hair in pigtails and stuff, and they were lip syncing to Spice Girl songs. Like, who are these people? And then
Wow.
it took off from there. We watched Spice World like crazy, and I'm like, I want these albums, Mom. I want these CDs. I like Spice Girls now.
And your mom was like, okay, completely straight, son.
Right. But it wasn't just me. It was me and my siblings too. We were all into it. So.
Okay.
But
Well, fun fact, on my Instagram, you could actually find a picture of me dressed as Baby Spice.
Oh my gosh.
It's from when I was a teenager. I was part of an organization where we were doing a charity. So we decided 5 of us guys were going to dress up as Spice Girls and perform Wannabe in front of a whole audience. And I was Baby.
Oh my gosh. It's like 1996 all over again. Speaking of 1996.
Speaking of 1996, let's get back to Generation X.
That's great. I love it, guys. That's amazing. You look so cute.
I know. So this aired on Fox randomly, and you could find this on YouTube. Thank you for Kevin for pointing it out. You can find the original airing with like the commercials and everything. So this aired during a Mardi Gras celebration, which is so weird to me.
It was so weird. Like Jimmy Kimmel is on there, and like David Hasselhoff or whatever. Whoever. No, it was that Radio Shack guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I forget. I
Radio
don't know
Shack
his
guy.
name, but also Marsha Cross was on there too from Melrose Place and Desperate Housewives.
Isn't she also in Birds of Prey?
Was she? I don't remember.
I think she played. Who was the one that played Batgirl?
Oh no, that
Or
wasn't
what's her
her.
face? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
the redhead.
So also, just to really date this, it was sponsored by 1-800-COLLECT.
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you about 100 Collects.
Okay.
They had Ava Save-A-Lot. Alyssa Milano played Ava Save-A-Lot. Do you remember this? And she used to be a 1-800-Collect spy. And she'd be like, oh, here comes Ava Save-A-Lot. She's like, and she comes out like posing. Then she's like, oh, 1-800-Collect can save you so much money. And then I found out that Buffy did a 1-800-Collect to like commercial for their Christmas special. I was like, so it got all the rounds.
Yeah. It was crazy to me watching this to see like what was important in 1996. You know what I mean? Like, because the commercials would be like, here's a Sudafed that will make your nose not feel dry. I'm like, we don't even care about that anymore. Like, nobody talks about, oh boy, the Sudafed makes my nose feel dry.
Yeah, it was crazy. And like half those, I don't even remember these commercials. Oh, you know what commercial I did remember that they had? The creepy battery like doll family.
Yes.
I'm like, I remember that commercial and having nightmares about that commercial.
Because are they real? Are they fake? Are they claymation? Like, how did they do
Oh,
that?
it creeps me out.
The one that brought back memories to me was the Mentos one, where he has to like sneak into the wedding to get his soccer ball. I'm like, why don't you just tell the concierge, like, hey, that's my soccer ball? Why did you have to go buy Mentos, go pick flowers, go kiss the bride and groom just to go get into the wedding?
Yeah, and then they had the X-Men animated series
Yeah.
commercial. I was like, ooh, tie-in.
Yeah, because X-Men would have been in its, I think, 4th season at this point. So it was
Yeah.
at like its height.
So
So
many
this aired
things.
February 20th, 1996. A little background. This is going to make a lot of sense to you. Fox was really close to losing their rights on Marvel properties. So unless they made movies to secure their rights, they would have lost the property. So they're like, let's make a Fantastic Four movie and let's make a Generation X movie.
And you know who's in the Fantastic Four movie? Michael Billy Smith as the Thing.
Oh, yeah. I need to rewatch that one, too.
All these charmed connections. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the made-for-TV Fantastic Four. That's not even the, what's his name? Chris Evans. Not the, like, theatrical one. The made-for-TV cheesy Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice any characters from Generation X not being in this?
Well, I don't know the comics like you do, so
Okay, I
wouldn't
was
have
wondering.
picked it up. I read in my little X-Men book about like which characters were actual characters and which characters weren't, so I know that. But
Do you want to tell us about it?
okay, let me read for you.
Okay.
So it says the new class of students at Xavier School includes Jubilee, Heather McComb, who can shoot sparks from her fingertips, but who here is not Asian.
Yeah.
Mondo, who can absorb the texture of any object by touching it. Yes. We talked about him earlier. Monet St. Croix, also known as Amaryllis, a young African-American woman with an Einstein-sized intellect and something of a superiority complex. And Angelo Espinoza, a.k.a. Skin, a homie from South LA, whose limbs are painfully elastic. And that sucks. Like, you have this really great power, but it hurts every time you do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then it says, while each of these characters have comic book counterparts, 2 new ones were created specifically for the film. Kurt Pastorius, who possesses heat and X-ray vision, which is trying to be like the rip-off Cyclops, I guess, okay. And Arlie Hicks, a.k.a. Buff, a typical girl next door who happens to have the physique of Arnold Schwarzenegger, a fact she takes great pains to hide. So there you go.
The reason for this is they decided that certain mutants' powers were too expensive to show. One of them I totally don't agree with. I think they were just being racist. So the ones that they didn't show were Sync, who is Everett Thomas. He's a black man, and he can mimic the power of anybody within, I think it's like a 5-mile radius or something like that. Like, he would have been really easy to show.
Yeah.
Like, they could have just had him mimic things. Like, they just didn't want to put a black man. There's also Chamber, who actually kind of was on and off, like, kind of romantic with Jubilee. The reason why he's hard is his power, like, it blew off his front jaw, and instead it's just always fire coming out. So, like, they would have had to animate fire on him the whole time. But sometimes he also wraps, like, a cloth around it, so you can't see the fire. So they could have just done that. Like, I don't know. And then the last one is Husk, who we talked about, Cannonball's little sister. She pulls off her skin to be something else underneath. I mean, I guess that one. I don't know. I think they could have worked around with it. But whatever. They did what they did. And this was written by Eric Blakeney. We're going to go with Blakeney.
Yes.
All right. Are we ready to get into some X-Men Generation X? Or did you have anything else to read to us from your book?
Yeah, this is book. It's called X-Men: The Characters and Their Universe, which I bought many moons ago. And I'm like, there's all kinds of information in here that I could be using. I could have been using it for the podcast this entire time. And I'm just like, whatever. Now I remembered.
I love how years ago you knew one day I will be on a podcast and I will need this book.
Yeah. Of course, it's completely outdated now, too, because I have also, X-Men The Ultimate Guide, which is way outdated now. It's like which edition this is. The 3rd edition. There's probably like 7 editions now. Or 10 editions or whatever.
With so many X books coming out a month, it's like information is quick. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there is something I wanted to say. What was it? This is just, they summarized the show, but I wanted the movie, but I want to see. Okay, here we go. Produced on a modest budget in Canada, Generation X was a natural fit for Fox, since it had pioneered the teen angst drama genre with such shows as 21 Jump Street. And there is Eric Blakeney. Says most of them do not have code names. I knew that. Talks about how Matt Frewer is way over the top and he doesn't like it. This seems out of place. Okay, but there's one thing.
Very Jim Carrey.
That I kept thinking, I'm like, this is like Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
But there's what I wanted to read. Okay. Generation X received high ratings, and there were hopes it might spawn a series. It was a sort of backdoor pilot, says Avi Arid, Marvel's chief executive officer. Then I realized that if you do a live-action television show, you cannot do a live-action theatrical movie at the same time. A free show and the big movies could not coexist. 4 years later, the wisdom of that philosophy would be proven.
That makes sense. So they had to choose between Generation X or the X-Men movie.
Yeah, right.
That actually clicks a lot of pieces into place for me, but I'll talk about it at the end. Remind me.
Okay. I'm ready.
So I forgot to mention too, Kevin doesn't know what it is yet, but we're going to unveil a new rating system at the end. So I'm really excited.
Oh, yes.
Because it's stupid and I love it.
Exciting.
So just to go through it real quick, the cast is Arlie Hicks, played by Suzanne Davis, Kurt Pastorius, played by Randall Slavin. You said Monet St. Croix Amaryllis, Mondo Bumper Robinson, Angela Espinoza, Augustin Rodriguez, Jubilee Heather McComb, Russell Tresh, Matt Frewer, who you will remember Matt Frewer from. I remember him from Honey,
I Shrunk the Kids.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Where I think he also played Russell in that too, didn't he? Because wasn't it Russ and Russ Jr.?
Yeah, it was Russ. And I kept thinking, like, he started talking, I'm like, I know that voice. I'm like, it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids' dad from The Neighbors. I'm like, and then like, Russ, like, that's his name. I was like, this is, all my memories came flooding back. But I'm like, he is a completely different character in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He was just like the stern, kind of jerky dad. Now he's just like Jim Carrey. But Freddy Krueger,
Yep. And then I wonder if they made his character the way they did and made the dream thing because of Freddy Krueger. He would have still been like pretty popular back then.
Well, also, the director of this movie directed Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh, the gay one.
Uh-huh.
I love that one.
So I'm like, interesting. I'm like, it is totally the gay one, and that was the plan. I'm like, ooh, this makes so much sense.
Yeah. So Kevin's Charmed connection you mentioned, Finola Hughes as Emma Frost. She plays Patty on Charmed. I will say though, towards the end of the movie, I don't know if it's the lighting or what, but her bad wig and makeup, I was like, she looks like Jareth from Labyrinth, David Bowie's character.
She does. Just add like add a cod piece to it, add some bulge to her, then you like David Bowie.
Give her a crystal ball.
Forget about the baby.
Forget about the baby. So here's also a fun little trivia for you. So Banshee, played by Jeremy Ratchford, did his voice sound familiar at all to you?
I mean, it sounded like an Irish person. I don't know.
Did it
sounded
sound like
I've heard it before.
Did it sound like Banshee from the X-192 cartoon?
Oh, kinda. Yeah.
That's who he is. He also voiced Banshee in the
How?
cartoon.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that was a nice little ad. I'm glad they did that. And I could see why they did it, because he's a good-looking man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. He could scream at me anytime.
Doesn't look like anything like the Banshee that I know, but he's still really cute.
Yeah, I know. Banshee's usually more like a redhead, and that's not what we got. So, but I'm
No.
not mad about it.
No.
I think I'm more likely to forgive if the essence of the character is captured. Unless it's like,
Yeah.
if Jean Grey's not a redhead because she's known as like the redhead, like
Right.
I would have problems with that.
That's a biggie. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what we did is, instead of doing every single scene in the movie, because that would take forever, I kind of blobbed some stuff together so we can just kind of still give you an idea of what the movie is if you haven't seen it. If you have, this will be a fun little trip down memory lane. It is showing on YouTube either without the commercials or with the commercials. The commercials add like 40 minutes, but it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, and I started watching that, but then there was the scene where like Emma and Banshee were like talking in like right after like she talked to the students and it like went black. I was like, so then I switched to the other one to finish watching it. But
well, and the problem with the commercial one too is it has like a noise throughout the whole thing. It kind of gave me a little bit of a headache by the end. I don't know if you noticed it.
I did not watch on headphones. I probably would if I had headphones, but I just had it on my speakers. So
I wasn't on headphones. I was watching it on my TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't notice.
Okay. All right. So Russell Tresh is obsessed with experimenting on mutants to use their cells to open up the dreamscape. He uses an arcade to brainwash youngsters playing games such as Jubilee. Jubilee is brought into the Mutant Registration Act. Oh, they capture her.
Yeah.
And like you said, she's very un-Asian, but I do really like her fireworks. They looked pretty cool for this being a cheesy TV movie.
Yeah, they're just popping out. She's like, what? Whoa. I'm shooting fireworks. What do you care? Like,
yeah. This is normal.
So
this happens.
Yeah, and I don't know what she like. How is he brainwashing them exactly? Because it almost like seems like she was like uncontrollably using her powers, like, and she just couldn't like function or think about anything else but the video game.
So there was like, they showed it really quick, but while she was playing, his face appeared on the screen, and he said something to her. I forget what he said, but yeah, this part of the story was a little odd to me.
Yeah.
It seemed just an excuse to get Jubilee into an arcade and make it part of the story.
You're right. Does a mall baby eat chili fries? Obviously not in this one.
Not in this one.
I feel like she'd meet like John Connor in there or something.
Oh, that's true.
Isn't this around the same time? No.
I think Terminator.
No, that was earlier.
Was early 90s. Yeah, earlier. It was like
92.
92.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, meanwhile, Emma and Banshee are running the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. They free Jubilee, and bring her and a new student, Angelo Espinosa, to the manor. After running experiments on the newcomers, it's like how rude, they just run experiments on them, but okay. They introduce them to the other 4 students. Yep, 4. M, Kurt, Mondo, and Arlie. Angelo has stretchy skin. Kurt shoots energy from his eyes and has X-ray vision. M has advanced brain functions, high-density skeletal mass, immune to all sickness, and other things. Mondo can take on the properties of any organic or inorganic material he touches, and Arlie is fast and strong.
So, out of all of these characters, I really liked what they did with M, because they really captured her. She really is kind of bitchy like that. She's kind of like, I'm amazing, aren't I? Like, she's full of herself. But she is like the perfect mutant. She's so strong and has so many powers. So, they did her well. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you get the impression that they were making Banshee and Emma a couple in that scene?
Yeah, that's what this book tells me. It says that they're dating.
That they were?
Yeah,
Okay,
there are a couple
that's
in
weird to
this.
me.
It's I wasn't sure if that was a thing in the comic book or not. I'm like, I guess okay, but that's what it says they are here.
I guess I'd have to go back and look, but I don't think they ever dated. I could be wrong. Maybe if anybody knows, like, write us in, DM us, and let me know, and I'll try to check it in the meantime. But I also, I really liked Emma in this because she had the right type of sassy attitude, and she was actually British. January Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to Paul talk to Finola about it or something. He got her for some quick moment in his podcast. I was like, jealousy, but um, but he said, oh no, it was Chandler. It wasn't Paul. It was Chandler. But he talked about like how you were like one of my favorites, probably because it was probably the closest representation we had of Emma in anything, which is kind of interesting when you think about it.
Yeah. I know. It's interesting
In the
what the
movies.
show gets right and what they don't get right.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I have some thoughts, but I'm keeping them all in like a fart.
Yes.
All right. Sean, or Banshee, shows the kids Cerebro before putting them into a class with Emma. She encourages them to explore their mental capacities, specifically their dreamscape. It seems like this is a thing. Angela and Jubilee start studying dreams. They uncover that Emma was part of a group trying to harness dreams.
Yeah.
We had some 90s moments here.
Okay.
Man.
You got mail. 90s moments.
So when Angelo first meets Mondo, Mondo's like, "Yep, butthead." This is such a 90s thing. Like, people don't say butthead.
No, they don't.
I can't remember if it was here. I think it was somewhere in these scenes where it might be later. Emma and Banshee say we're officers Hootie and Blowfish.
I missed that. That's hilarious. But what was that? Because when they walked into the hospital or whatever, where they grabbed Angelo, right? He was the one that was on the. They took them.
Jubilee is the one they freed, and then later they freed the
Okay.
kids from prison. I think that's when they do the Hootie and Blowfish
Okay.
too, when they free them from prison.
But the part where like they goes to the doctors and they're like, no, she's the Mutant Restoration Act. No. And then Emma's just like, I love Finola's like, she's like, just like this crazy face. She's like, I'm gonna grr at you.
Yeah. I mean, they used her power in a fun way. Like that one scene where they're talking and we see that when the officer's looking at them, he sees them in officer garb. Like that was fun
Yeah.
too, and that's something they do in the comics.
So I was curious too, because there was one where she like made like the wind and stuff happen. I'm like, is that her power or is that just an illusion that she was doing then?
Yeah, if they are going by her power, the only thing she'd be able to do is make people think it's windy. She wouldn't be able
Right.
to actually make it windy.
Actually make it windy.
I didn't think
Yeah.
about that. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is not like Jean Grey Storm over here. What is she doing? So I was just confused when I saw that first display of her power. I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they always take some sort of liberty to make Emma's power more visually exciting, because like we saw in Pride of the X-Men, she throws like the spears, the energy spears.
Right.
In X-Men 92, I guess the only thing they did was make like the psychic waves. So they did it more so like the comics. And then in First Class, they had her turn to Diamond form, which, by the way, at this point, I saw somebody's review. They're like, they didn't even have Emma turn into Diamond. And I want to be like, reviewer, Emma didn't have that power yet when this came out. That's a secondary mutation that manifested in the early 2000s. Slow your fucking roll.
See, I love that.
Yeah.
Tell them what's up.
I just did. They're listening.
Yeah.
I do like Banshee's scream better in this than the cartoon. It's like...
It's not as shrill. Yeah.
It's not as shrill. It's more like a man screaming than like a ridiculous noise.
Like a pterodactyl viper.
Yeah.
After a day out on the town, Angelo secretly gains access to the dream machine. He tells Jubilee to meet him at the machine at midnight so they can experiment with it. Oh my gosh. Watching him, he's like, let me try to hack this. Darn it. Let me try to hack this again. Dang. Okay. How about this for you? No, I'm in.
Yeah, it was so easy. So there's a lot going on in this day out on the town. The one that I was confused with is like Mondo randomly getting into an eating competition with another random person in the establishment. I was like, do straight guys actually do this?
I don't eat Jello.
Yeah. And then the part that made me laugh is when Arlie is in the changing room and Jubilee walks in and like you see her back and it's obviously a man, but then in the next scene you can kind of still see her back and it's not like that at all.
It's like I'm hiding it.
Yeah. All right. Russell Tresh gives a presentation to a board about his dreams experimentation. He has been going into people's dreams and sending suggestions on what they should buy. He can also send suggestions to alter their body functions. He makes the whole board burp and fart together. Burp and fart, burp and fart.
It's so weird.
I know.
It's like exactly 10 a.m. What? Wait for it, you guys.
I do like this aspect of the story, like, because advertising has gotten a little scary like that. Like, they're not in our dreams yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to do that.
Yeah, and subliminally, like, do things. Like, that's like what Josie and the Pussycats was about.
Yeah. And Halloween 3.
See?
The most hated of the whole series. Michael Myers isn't in it. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Yeah, at the point now that our phones listen to us and like pull ad suggestions based on what we're saying, it's gotten a little.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's
crazy.
It's invasive. Yeah.
I mean, and like Alan, my boyfriend, works in advertising, so he makes a good point that like I'd rather have targeted ads than just random ads, and I agree with him there. But it's just kind of weird.
Yeah. As Jubilee and Angelo are experimenting with the dream machine, she encounters Russell on the dreamscape. Freddy Krueger for her. It scares her into waking up. She's like, there's a creepy man! He came into my dream when I was trying to see my family! Angela ignores Jubilee's warnings and goes in next. He's like, dude, screw that. I'm going in there. I got a hot date.
Typical man.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to get laid in my dream. Watch out for any, if you see any liquids, don't mutter it. All right. Anyway, he also encounters Russell. He tells Angelo he can make the hot blonde in the dream do whatever Angelo wants. Russell introduces, I know. He's like, Russell goes over to the lady. He's like, hey, lady, meet Angelo. Your name is Kayla. And he introduces them in the dream and then tells Angelo she'll come calling in their real world. Oh, God. It's creepy. Just as Russell is about to try to get Skin to help him, he is nearly pulled from the dreamscape by real-world cops. Yes, because if you're disconnected in the real world, you, lose connection to your body, and now you just float in the abyss forever, which is crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like if you die in your dream, you die in real life kind of concept, except this is just disconnecting the two. But yeah, Angelo uses his power to stretch and catch Russell. Russell tries to leave, but can't. His physical body is now comatose in a hospital. So if Angelo didn't catch him, he probably would have died then, huh?
I think he would have just woken up because his body started going back, or his soul, I should say, or dreamscape self started going back to his body, and then Skin caught him. So I think in doing that, he stopped the natural process of Russell going back to his body and then trapped him in the aether.
Okay, but how come? Because I thought if you did that, then you'd trap them anyway. I thought you trapped them just by disconnecting them from the body. I thought he just kind of was going to kill him because that's what he said. Don't disconnect me until I come back.
Oh. Oh, maybe I missed that. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
because
he would have
he told
died.
Jubilee. Yeah,
Interesting.
interesting.
So yeah, maybe Skin saved his life.
Right.
I wish they made that more clear because that makes a big difference in how this ends.
Right.
So these 90s moments might not be where they're supposed to be because I kind of wrote notes and then put them into scenes after. But there's a point where Angelo's hacking and he says, "Yes, code 90210."
I heard that too. I'm like, what?
That was so weird.
I was like, okay.
All right. I guess we'll get that in however we can, writers.
I was like, it's not sneaky.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what that is.
I know. If I were Sean or Emma, that's probably like the first thing I would try. Like the most popular show on TV at the time, and you type in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Later that night, the students go to a carnival. M is being accosted by a bunch of asshats, but shows them up on a punching bag. Kurt makes his move on Arlie. While kissing Arlie, I hate that his name's Kurt, because, like...
I know, I keep thinking of
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have named him anything else, but Kurt. He takes
Right.
off his glasses, and his power fully kicks in. He sees through Arlie's clothes and freaks out and runs. Angela is approached by Kayla as promised. She's into him now. Kayla and Angela are interrupted by Kayla's friends.
Yeah. I remember her, she's like, if you use that power to see through my clothes, I will get you.
It's weird, too, because I was watching when they were kissing, and, like, he does touch her back. Like, wouldn't you feel like, oh, this feels like Arnold Schwarzenegger under the dress?
And I like it because I'm gay.
So I'm gonna say this here. I can't hold it anymore. I feel like Kurt is a template for the Scott Summers we see in the later X-Men movies.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, even though he looks just like James Marsden with blonde hair, with bad blonde hair.
Uh-huh. And this whole thing like, let me take off your glasses. I'm like, okay. It's too much.
It's too much.
The kids are all arrested. Emma has to come use her powers to get them out. Oh, I love that. He's like, they give me fake names. And then she's like, yep, that's their names. He's like, okay.
Yeah, I remember it was Eddie Van Halen and Eddie Vedder. I don't remember the last one, but I know Eddie Van Halen and Eddie Vedder because they're part of the bands that I grew up on with my mom. She loves Van Halen and the Eddie Vedder band.
So 90s moment right there again too.
Man.
You got mail. 90s moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the way she's like, yeah, that's their names. Let's go.
Their names.
Let's go, kids. Back at the manor, Emma expels Mondo for using his powers in public. The rest of the students opt to be expelled with him. Sean excuses the kids and talks Emma into letting them all stay. She's like, you're all expelled then. He's like, well, we have no school if our 4 students are gone.
Yeah. Don't you dare undermine me in front of the students again.
Yeah, grr with my grr face.
Well, and then we get this I loved, and I'm sure that Chandler, there you go. I'm sure he probably touched on this too, but this scene to me, I love that they added this. Did you hear her talk about her past students right here?
Yes, how they were killed, and that was the part of was it Hellions?
Yeah, her Hellions that she had at the Massachusetts Academy. So that is what drives Emma to start working with Banshee for Generation X. I love that. I was like,
just a little thing,
some of this
little
is
line.
So like attention to detail. They totally got Emma right.
Yeah.
All right. 9. Angela is approached once more by Russell in the dreamscape. Russell tells Angela that he hasn't been in his body for days. Angelo tells Russell he has a machine that he uses to connect to the Dreamscape. Angela mentions Emma and Jubilee, and Russell gets a full-on chub. He asks Angela to help get him back into his body. Angela reluctantly agrees after being threatened by Russell. So Russell's like, I can kill Kayla, I
Your
can kill your
sister.
family. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think about that too. I just bring it back to the beginning where like she like had his hand and he got in the car and she's like holding his hand like let go of that hand, girl.
I know. I don't know why
Why
she
are you
did
still
that.
holding it? Like
So
idiot.
weird. You're making your brother hurt. Like, let go.
But I get it. She loves him and doesn't want to see him go. I get it, but it was just like, okay, enough is enough. You see, it's going crazy, and like the whole world is like looking at this stretchy arm down the street, like Stretch Armstrong. Like, come on now.
Oh, 90s moment.
You see. All right, 10. After reviving Russell, Angelo is taken captive. Russell prepares to scoop out a piece of Angelo's brain. Emma's words run through Angelo's mind, telling him to relax and let it go. He is able to connect to Jubilee's mind. He asks her for help. He's like, hey, go tell Emma about this thing, this dream machine. Thanks.
Thanks. Jubilee goes to Emma and Sean for help. Emma tells Sean about Tresh, which was also weird that Sean wouldn't already know. She lives with him. Like,
Right.
when she's like, hey, honey, I'm going to work, wouldn't he be like, oh, where is work, honey?
And what's interesting is the book here says that, what's his face? Tresh worked with Banshee and Emma together. I'm like, that's not true, because if that was true, then he would know him and everything. So I think the book got that part wrong.
Yeah, interesting. Emma tells them the only way to help Angelo may be to open the doorway between the dream world and the real world. She says that usually you need tech to do it, but it can be done with strong mental powers. Winky face, because Emma just so happens to have strong mental powers.
All right. Sean and Emma prepare the students to help free Angelo. Kurt apologizes to Arlie before they head out. Emma uses her power to open the dreamscape, and the students enter it. There you go. The door. The door
Very
is open.
Beetlejuice to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like it has this glowing like blue look to it. Very Beetlejuice. Russell begins his experiments on Angelo. Just then, he's like, you know what? I don't like your hair.
I want to kill you now. Yeah,
I'm going to take off your cowlick. I know he's over the top, but I love Matt for
I enjoyed him so much. Like this author of this book did not like him. I thought he was such a hoot to watch. I really enjoyed watching him.
He was.
And his little faces is like his like eyes and everything. It's like,
he was very Jim Carrey as the Riddler to me.
Yes.
Just then, Generation X makes their appearance. Jubilee sparkle blast Russell. Then Mondo jumps in. Arlie throws him into a wall, and Kurt blasts a pipe, which does things. M kicks Russell in the stomach before throwing M, which I was like, Russell can't throw M. She is super strong and super powerful. He should not be able to throw her. But right. Banshee makes an appearance and screams at Russell, blasting him through a wall. If he were Prue, he would be dead.
Don't tell that to Emma Frost. That's her daughter.
I know. That one was for you, Kevin. You're welcome.
Thank you. Russell pops up all embiggened. Ooh, doing Ms. Marvel words. Ooh.
Ooh, yes, I am.
He's in the dreamscape. Skin calls out to Emma to open the door and save his friends. Emma appears behind Tresh long enough to distract him. She tells Tresh she'll know she'll lose, but she intends to take him down with her. Yeah, it's like, yeah, whatever. This is just going to be a distraction to get these people away. Then we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Skin uses his power to stretch his arms around Russell and throw them further into the dreamscape. The team mourns Skin's loss as they prepare to leave. But wait! There's more! Is that stretchy arm? Skin hath saved himself. The team returned to the manor.
So, I mean, I do like this in the writing that like Emma is so afraid of losing any other student that she would let herself die rather than them. And then we also get like Skin knows that he caused this mess, so he would rather take the chance to die than see anybody else get hurt for his mistakes. So like this was a cool scene.
Yeah. And it's interesting because the thing with Thresh, because he was just a normal guy, right? But then they said like he mutated because of the dreams.
Yeah, it was. I think the way I wrap my head around this is since Emma opened the dreamscape, they were in kind of this mix of dream and reality. So I think he got empowered by the fact that he knew how to manipulate the dreamscape to empower himself. I think that's what was happening.
Okay, because that's what he was after all. From the beginning, he knew about mutants. He was trying to like put a mutant, like part of a mutant in him to become mutant, right? That was his whole goal.
Yeah.
So he just kind of like, so if he has full access to the dreams, he can, mutate himself or something because it's a dream.
Yeah.
He has power over it. Okay.
Which, come to think of it, that's probably why he could throw M, because he was coming into his dreamscape powers. And I may be reading into it, but I get the impression Emma kind of knew that he could empower himself. There was always that danger, so that's why she was ready to like help her students, and why she secretly like sent Sean with them.
Mm-hmm. And because as a telepath, she would have seen all that, festering in there, and like, knows his dangers.
Yeah, it was definitely a calculated risk, because the only way to beat him is to embrace the dreamscape, but that's also how he empowers himself. So yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Back at the manor, the students play an intriguing card game. I want to know this card game. They were playing with like historical figures.
X's are on it too.
What's going on?
Like on the back. Yeah.
Yeah, the X. That's right.
So it was like a little hint.
Arlie makes her appearance in a Generation X outfit. We see that Russell is back to being a human blinking vegetable. I'm blinking, but nobody can see it except for Kevin. All right, Kevin. So that's our episode.
That's it. Amazing.
All right. Would you like to know your new Fox movie ratings?
I'm ready. Yes.
Okay. Was it Britishly bitchin' like Emma? Was it pretty cool like Iceman? This one's a little long, but like Australian Wolverine, you kind of love it, kind of hate it. Was it fat and sweaty like Jubilee? Or was it unspeakable like X-Men Origins Deadpool? His mouth got covered and he couldn't speak.
Yes. Don't speak. I know what you're saying. Okay, here we go. I was prepared for this movie to be like awful and crazy, and it is some of those things, but it's also really fun and entertaining. Because it's a made for TV movie, but it's clearly, there's some effort put into it. I think they're trying to appease everybody. They're trying to make comic book fans happy. They're trying to make it marketable to people who don't know anything about it. And it's also very much of the time. So I'm thinking, where should I put this? I'm going to put this as Australian Wolverine. I think
kind of love it, kind of hate it.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my thoughts. I think, like you said, I think they were trying to bring in new and seasoned fans. I think they went a little too much on the new. I remember this being bad, and it is, but it's also bad in like a good way. Like there's some good character stuff. Here's what I would have liked to see more. I gave it some thought, because I think it's random if you're trying to bring in new watchers. They never explain what Xavier's school is or why like Xavier's not there anymore.
Right.
So what I would have especially since they're trying to capitalize on the cartoon with this, I would have made Jubilee already be there with Banshee and Emma, already be a student, and then just give a quick explanation like the X-Men are no more, or X-Men moved on, whatever.
Exactly.
And I would have used M as the new character to bring people in. She would have been my focus, especially with her coming from like a rich family. Because if you remember, Jubilee doesn't have a family, so them using her parents was kind of jarring for me.
Right.
With M, she'd be going from like rags or riches to rags, basically. So like she would have been a cool character to explore, and I wouldn't have added Arlie or Kurt. Like I would have
No.
used Sync instead.
See?
Yeah. So for that being said, I do love the ways that they got Emma right. I love the way they used her power, and she does mention the old students. So for everything, I'm gonna stay fat and sweaty like Jubilee.
Okay. Okay.
Who would you say is the MXP of this movie?
Oh my gosh, it's Patty. It's Vanilla Hughes. It's Emma. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, she's the best
Yes.
part. She's like the movie's not her as the focus, but it's about her. Like,
Right. I know. Like really, it's her. And like
Yeah.
Banshee's pretty to look at too, and I like seeing him scream. Oh, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's Emma. She's that bitch.
she's that bitch. What would you say is the X factor? How does this either tie into the overall X-Men lore, or what's your like favorite moment?
It's weird because it doesn't really fit. It like takes parts of what we know, but I don't know how you could put this into anything. It's very standalone.
Well, for me, it wasn't so much about the continuity. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna steal it from you.
Yeah.
I feel like this was very much the template for the X-Men movie of 2000 because the school
Sure.
looks like the school we get. Kurt looks just like Scott. Like I feel like they just completely modeled Scott after Kurt. Like I feel like that's why I said in the beginning it makes sense to me that they kind of scrapped making this a show to make the movie because I
Mhm.
feel like they basically just transferred over this movie into X-Men.
They did, but just put more money behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to like, well, yeah. I think the movie did a better job of explaining things because this didn't give you any explanation. They just said you have to know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think it would have been nice to have like the Jubilee
Mhm.
part, actually make her Asian, but have that little thread to be like, hey, here's what went on, here's where we are. And you could even
Exactly.
kind of make it a sequel to the cartoon in that way.
You
If
could
we
have,
kind of use
right?
the same Jubilee.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been interesting. Like she's like, "Yeah, I've been here for a while. Hey newbies, I was once like you."
Yeah.
Like but yeah. What was the question? Oh yeah, X Factor.
Yeah. Like what impact did it have on the greater X-Men lore?
Yeah, I think in that sense, yes, there it definitely had inspiration. It was the first attempt at like a live action movie, and it gave them the roots, the base to grow to build from there. So there's that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, my other one was the representation of Emma, but I already gushed enough about that.
Right.
And I'd say that January Jones looked better as Emma because she looked more like natural. She didn't have a bad wig,
Yeah.
but Finola Hughes' portrayal was so much better.
Mhm.
Like she captured Emma for me.
Right.
All right, here's your question for the week. So, who was a bigger crime to not show in this movie? Chamber, Sink, or Husk?
Chamber. What was one? Oh, yeah, Chamber was the one with the fire, right?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna say Sync because that would have been the easiest to do. Sync would probably would have been like you could have put him in there, and it would have been fine. It would have been great.
Yeah, I agree. For that reason, like his power is easy to show. You can't make any excuses there. We would have gotten like the black representation. Like it's cool that we got Mondo because he was Samoan, but
Yeah.
yeah, Sync would have totally represented that for us.
Yeah. Where are these people now? Where are these actors now? What are they doing?
So yeah, it looks like some of these actors went on to. Oh wow, sorry. It's I'm on Bumper Robinson Mondo's page, and it's showing like he does a lot of voice work, and it's showing an anime he did voices for, but like all these guys are naked. They're like literally naked, and they're fighting, and I'm like, what is this? How come I
What?
haven't watched this? They're like big muscle guys fighting naked.
Did
But
what's his face director have anything to do with it? Because I'm pretty sure he's some big gay, right? The
yeah.
director.
Oh, Brian Singer.
No, Jack Shoulder.
Oh, I don't know.
Bryan Singer
But
is.
Bumper Robinson, I guess he voices Damas from Jack 3 and Cyborg and Justice League Doom. Dwight Conrad from Futurama. He does a lot of things. Bumblebee and Blitzwing from the Transformers animated series. Falcon from Avengers Assemble. Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. Let's see. I know Jeremy Ratchford, Banshee. I know he's, I think, a big voice actor too. Okay, also does a lot of live action stuff still. He's on a lot of TV shows.
Nice.
That's cool that these people like are still doing stuff. I feel like I recognize Heather McComb's name. Let's see what she does. That's Jubilee. No, I don't know her from anything. Grey's Anatomy, she was in that.
Okay.
Yeah, so these people are still working. Her last thing was Incarcerated in 2023. American Gigolo, 2022. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just wrote a quote. It says, he may not actually be queer himself or even make queer horror movies on purpose, yet he's still somehow cemented himself as a granddaddy of all things gay and horror in cinema. The director.
Oh, is that the Nightmare on Elm Street 2 director guy?
Yeah, Jack Shoulder. Yeah. I was looking at
okay.
Because he did Wishmaster 2, and like that's another one that's very gay, Wishmaster 2.
Yeah. That's
I'm like,
funny.
are you sure you're not gay? Are you sure you're not gay?
Yeah, because I remember Nightmare 2 was like very pushed by him to be gay. Like he secretly like gayed it up.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, would you like to know what's next for our merry little podcast?
Is it X-Men 2000?
It is.
Yay!
So Kevin and I had a long discussion about, do we want to do the movies in chronological order or release order? We finally said release order just because that'll help us kind of talk about what was happening in the real world timeline when the movies were released. And plus it's hard because like after X3, like, I don't know, everything gets jumbled.
Yeah, right.
Because then the prequels become kind of the sequels, but then they're also their own storyline. So yeah, release order's the smartest.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, so we'll be back next week with X-Men 2000. I'm excited because like I rant about certain things in some of these movies so much that I'm glad that I have a place to do it now, and people actually want to listen to me. They're not just being polite at the party.
You can actually say it. And then you can like you don't necessarily have to repeat yourself. You can like listen to the podcast.
Listen to the podcast.
If you want to know my thoughts.
I know on this show I've already ranted about Archangel in X-Men Apocalypse, but you'll get to hear more of my thoughts on X-Men Apocalypse.
Yes.
All right, and I feel like we've already kind of talked about the ones that we like and don't like, but you'll get more details on those movies in the future.
Yeah, we get to get more into it, into the nitty gritty.
Yeah. So, Kevin, where can the people find you?
Yeah. You can follow my personal Instagram, KJEEZY87, or you can go listen to the other podcast that I do with Sean, Words of the Witches. We just finished our second season of that in the comic books, and so, yeah, lots to listen to there, novels and comics. I'm charmed.
Yay.
Sorry.
Charmed. Charmed. And you can find me on Instagram under Sean Perret. That'll link you to all my past podcasts. My book, Witches Brew on Amazon, or my thread list where I have designs for certain things.
Yay.
Thank you for listening, Sexy Xies. We'll see you next week with X-Men.